Hi everybody! Guess what? Well, we went shopping yesterday and the Top of the Hill grocery store, which had trouble getting orchids from their supplier, had about 12 in different places in the store. And the first place I looked, there was a lot that, well, there's definitely no aerial roots on any of them. I saw one aerial root, but the leaves looked terrible. So I followed our little plan that we're supposed to do, and I looked at the first table I saw, and I wasn't going to get any, but I'd gone there for oranges. So I go over to produce, and up on the top of the produce shelves was more orchids. So there was a yellow one I really liked, but it didn't look too good. It had split leaves, and when I dug a little bit inside, you could see too much dying. And the supplier, which I won't give you because I don't want to get in trouble, but other greenhouses, I always watch what greenhouse they come from. When you see the tag, it's not a species tag, it's just a Phalaenopsis tag. So I usually, for curiosity, there's a Burnaby Lake greenhouse, and there's another one with a strange name. And I usually check them out online, but this was a new one, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to be sued or anything. But when I went and looked at the tag, and I'm going to show you, it says watering. In summer, water every 10 to 14 days. In the winter, water every 7 to 10 days. In other words, they're saying you water more often in the winter than the summer, and I found that strange, but there you go. Let me see. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I found that strange, but I don't know. Maybe they're talking about another area or something, I don't know, but for here, it doesn't work. We water less in the winter, more in the summer, especially last summer, because we had no rain all summer. We had hot, and I was watering twice a week. So anyway, I found an orchid, and this is her. I know there's quite a few this color around. She's very pretty, and she has 2 spikes. And so that was attractive. So then I looked at the leaves, and the leaves were all upright. I think the whole plant was trying to reach up to the sun wherever it was so crowded. But I did dig down, and this is the pot it was in. And the first thing I did yesterday when I got home was very difficult job to get it out of this pot. There was no plastic pot inside, no air holes on the side. These holes were pretty well plugged with moss. So, and I'm going to dump all the moss out. This is the pot I want to put it in. But when I got home, I took it out. I loosened all this moss, you can see it here, from around the plant, because I just wanted it to get air. I couldn't wait to repotted it, but I had to soak some bark. So I put it in here. I took it out. So you can do this at home if you're not going to be repotting it right away. You can drop pot it, and that means to get it into a pot with holes, drop it in there and try and get some air to those poor sad roots. So that's what I did, and I got my scissors ready because I think I'm going to need them. I put them under the gas light and also wiped them with some alcohol. And I have my bark soaking. I have to put a saucer to help keep the bark down. So we're good there, and I have a teeny bit of charcoal, so we're ready to go. And let's see just how bad this is. I have a compost bin on the floor, so everything is not falling on the floor, but I imagine some will, because I want to do a real close-up as we discover what is in here. So You can see how hard it is to pick this out. I think some's going on the floor, but that's okay. It needs washed anyway. We had company. Oh boy. Well, what happened was there was some people, I'm not saying any names, but there was 3 people that ended up with that flu over Christmas. And we had the turkey out. It was huge, and we had everybody coming to dinner. And then we said, oh, put the turkey back. So when everybody was feeling better, we hauled the turkey out, and my brother and family came up from the coast, and we had a late Christmas. So it's been very, very busy around here. So, and this is my late Christmas present. And we were all saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we had a big turkey, and we had trifle, and now we're all on a diet. Well, we don't diet too much, but we cut back. Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. But anyway, so I know everybody's seen repotting videos, but you know what? Every repot you do, you learn something. I'm going to try and get this real close, and we're going to see just, you know, most of the roots were on the top. The bottom was quite packed. So there's one we're just going to pull off. If I can, if I don't have to cut, that's good, because then I'll just pull them off. The vellum is like a sponge, and this is what absorbs the nutrients and the water, and inside is the you can see here where there was, this is what carries the nourishment to the plant, is dead through the vellum and up. So I often leave that. At first I used to cut everything off, and then I watched a video and I watched somebody doing it, and I thought, you know, I like that. It helps hold the plant in the pot good. And I've left the spike on its stick, because I'm going to try and, gives me a little more to hold on to. So what do you think? You know, I did pull a few dead ones off. There's not a lot of roots, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, there was some, you know, I said, well, dig down, try and look at the roots. I did do that with this one, and I was digging down with my finger, and I was trying to see what was happening down there, and I really couldn't see anything. So I know they had just come in, because, you know, there's only a few stores in town, and you know, you pretty well know what they've got and when they've got it. So, hey, I think we've done pretty good. Now, there was some that were laying on the surface. They were kind of, and I pulled them off right away. And here's one, right here. So I'm just going to pull that off too. Yeah. So we got some long insides. Now here's another one. See, this is quite wet, quite gooey, and we'll just take it like that. Up above is fine. And I'm going to dig some of this in here, because I don't, when I water, if I get water in my plant, because of the bark, it all drains away. I don't have to worry about a buildup right in the crown of the plant. So I like to clean it up pretty good. Oh, look at this one. Now this one, here you go. You see this quite often, where one is fine, and then there's another one coming off, not so fine. And then down here it starts to go again. Oh boy. So what have we got? I just don't want to leave any dead ones in there. Any mushy ones. I think we're just about ready to put it in the pot. You know, I think I'm going to leave that. That is fine. Up here is fine. There's something I'm feeling here, though. This is... So you can do it by feel, you know. Even if you could just feel the plant, and you don't even really have to see it. You can just comb your hands through it, and if there's something soft, then you know. This one has, I think I'll leave that one. So, and sometimes even after repotting, you do lose some roots inside. And if you ever want to recheck it, it wouldn't hurt to just unpot it and repot it and see how it's doing. We went over to my daughter's yesterday, or when everybody was up, we went over and I filmed her orchids on her shelf, and they're all beautiful green, and because they've been more in the shade, they've been getting leaves and leaves and leaves. Like if you want leaves to develop, boy, don't put them in the direct sun, just give them a little extra shade, because wow, their leaves are beautiful, but she is ready for some flowers. So I'm hoping when she gets some extra light, it'll be better. Okay, so here we are. Yesterday I soaked this bark. It's fir bark, that's all it is. So in with some bark. And I have a little bit of charcoal. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Sometimes I don't, but today I decided to. I'm trying, there's a few experiments I want to try. You know, when I'm always reading, and I can't remember what site it was, but some people were fertilizing once a week and weekly, but the ones that have gone out of bloom, they were given a little extra of the second number, I think it's phosphorus, for flowers. And they would do that once a week, and they were getting blooms like crazy. One branch would die and they'd get more. So maybe if you had a healthy plant, I might think about trying that. But there's always something. I've got 2 slipper plants coming. I emailed Forest View Gardens. They're in Agassiz on the coast. And I got my dendrobiums from there. And I got my other species fell from there, and I said, I'm thinking of getting some slipper plants, and they have lots of slipper plants because it's one thing apparently they're really good at, and I explained that I wanted to show it to everybody, and so I thought, she said, do you want to pick one from the list? And they have quite a big list, or would you like me to do it? So I said, surprise me with something. So as soon as the mail is safe and not freezing, they can send me some slipper orchids. I wanted to try them. I've been reading about them now, because I know they're handled a little bit different, but they're a good companion with the fells. So, there we are. This is how quick it is to repot. And I think repotting is fun and interesting, and that's how you really get to know about your orchid. So, it's all in her pot. And she can go over here with the other ones. I moved a few that were in bloom over here for you to see, but I should show you something. As you can see, these minis are so happy. Now, where is it? They are growing more flowers on the end. And, I love minis. These white ones are so dainty. So anyway, they all seem to be getting longer spikes. We're good with that. And we still have deep purple coming in bloom, and moon glow's still getting bloom. So anyway, I guess that's it. When my daughter gets her lights up, we'll give her some time, and I'm going to save that video for after she's got them up. And we've had giving it some time to see if we can get some flowers. And pretty soon I'll be getting a couple slipper orchids. So that's it for today, and thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.